Hello, my name is TammyCaudell, and as I said, I'm a speech-language pathologist for Lee County Schools. I did a project called Speaking of Technology, where we got to purchase 4 iPads for students to use while they were in speech therapy with me. We can switch them. Our rationale for the project was that we would use my students' grades 2 through 12 that were receiving speech and language therapy, and the purpose was to use the iPad minis to increase their ability to communicate effectively during speech and language and outside of therapy with me as well. We provided just a small group setting that they would come in groups of usually 3 to 4. I was also serving to monitor as their student progress and growth for their IEP goals and objectives. And the projected timeline was the 2016 and 17 school year. We researched in planning and what we were going to use, what apps we were going to use with the iPads, and we chose to use some called Their App. And I chose just 2 to talk to you about today, but they have like 32 different apps within their company that you can use. And data was collected for each therapy session. We monitored their progress to determine if they had met their goals and objectives on their IEP. All 100 students that we used, they did make progress. They reached 80% mastery on at least one IEP objective. 5 of the students have been completely exited from the speech therapy program to date. They've mastered all their error sounds. And as I said, 4 iPads were purchased. That was our budget. We had to contribute a little bit to make up a little bit of the extra, but we did just do the therapy apps. I'm just going to show you 2 today, but we did get 32 of them. And it goes right along with your instruction in their speech and language activities and allows them to practice their communication skills. And this is the first one I'm going to talk to you about. It's called Real Vocabulary. And it's an app. It's a comprehensive, flexible language program for kindergarten through 5th grade students. It targets their core curriculum vocabulary. It includes over 1,500 pictures, over 5,000 pre-recorded audio. The Pro version allowed us to use the app and the All-in-Words app, which that way that we could record our own recordings, we could put our own pictures in. It made therapy more individualized. It allowed me to do whatever I needed to do to meet the IEP goals and objectives. And it targets these areas. It targets antonyms, synonyms, definitions, multiple meanings, and idioms. This is also great if you teach language arts and you're working on those things with your students. And this was some of the tools that's within the app. You can add your additional photos and recordings. You can enter multiple students. You can change the settings. You can change selected targets for your next session. You can have it audio scored. Alternately counts for multiple students and enables or disables written picture descriptions. It has the special effects sound. You can record the user's responses as well. You can track correct and incorrect responses. You can view reports in tables and graph form. You can email your results at the end of the program. And this is actually one of my students, and here's what he got correct, here's what he got incorrect. So it tells you exactly what they need to work on and what they mastered. And I just wanted to put some of the standards in there. I'll not read all those to you guys, but it just kind of shows you what areas that those are meeting on all of the Common Core standards in each of the areas that it targets. Yeah, go forward. There we go. And this is the second app I'm going to talk to you about. We use this one every day, all day in therapy. This is our articulation app that we use, and the kids just absolutely love it. It's called Articulation Carnival, and they love that it has these 4 different games. And you can set it to where I have mine set to 10, so every time they do 10 responses correctly, they get to pick one of the little 4 games to do, and they absolutely love this. It's so reinforcing to them. It's great because I can customize all the settings. I can, change it to where they can do it every 5, every 10, every 15. You can change the sound. You can add your own pictures and words, and you can do the audio recording. You can do the audio notes. It does all of the different levels between word, phrase, sentence levels. This is just some of the tools that is within the app. You can add additional photos and audio recordings, enter multiple students, change the settings, select multiple phonemes, select phonemes for your next session, select audio scoring. You can select alternate counts for multiple students, enable or disable written picture descriptions, enable and disable the special sound effects, which my kids will tell you I absolutely hate. They have to turn them off. They can use the audio recording feature. They can track their correct and incorrect responses, view reports in tables and graph forms, view each session. You can email the results at the end of the game. You can add and edit your session notes, save session audio recordings, and back up and restore your data. And it's just really easy to set up. You just add your students, you go in and pick their target phonemes that they're having difficulty working with. And then like here's what it looks like when you get to your data collection. It'll have exactly what they worked on, their sound, what level they worked on, and how many they got correct in their percentage. You can also get the detailed reports and the graphs. Here's what it looks like when the kids are using it. It gives them the word. If you have a non-reader, this is great. They can just push the little button. It'll say the word for them, and then they can repeat it for me. And then I don't know if this will work, but it's supposed to be a little video. I don't know if it'll show or not. It may or may not if my student's actually using it.
The.
Almost get
Get. The.
Ah, you got that.
Get. The.
There you go. That was better.
Do we have any questions?
You said the real vocabulary, you could use it throughout. So when you get the pro version, is that a license for the entire school? Can you set up multiple classes?
You get so many licenses when you do it. You can call them. They're pretty good about working with you, depending on how many you want to do. But it's a different price for however many licenses you want to get. But they're great to work with. They're wonderful. And if you just want to buy it, like just for yourself, you can go in and just buy that particular app. So you don't have to buy all 32 if you don't want all 32. So they're really great to work with. So just in closing, the implementation of these iPad minis has not only changed the manner in which my students learn, but changed the manner in which I teach. It's allowed my students to implement self-monitoring skills throughout their therapy sessions, which increases their ability to do so outside the therapy environment. While I continue to keep data on their progress, they enjoy being able to compare their self-monitoring data with my own. They then know exactly what they need to work on to improve. The apps keep the students engaged throughout the sessions, and it decreases those distracting behaviors of students when it's not their turn to work directly with the SLP. This made therapy sessions much more productive. It's safe to say that Lee County Elementary technology is spoken.